My name is Lauren Carey with Sorghum Rye Consulting, and you are tuned in to the Talk Shiitake podcast.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Talk Shiitake podcast. We're changing it up again for you today. We're actually coming to you from the hall at the beautiful Darling Josephine, an amazing event space in Adair Park. If this is your first time here, please consider staying a while, hit that like button, hit the subscribe, and then of course come back and see us. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Fern, your operations director here at Leaven Kitchen, and we're coming at you weekly. We're talking to small businesses, we're talking to consultants, and we want to make sure you're right with your food business and give you some tips and tricks. So please consider staying a while. Again, hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get it. Hey y'all, welcome back to Talk Shiitake. We're talking news again today, and a piece of news that's near and dear to my heart, Whataburger is coming to the Atlanta area. They're actually opened up in Kennesaw, actually back on November 28th, so I haven't hit it up yet. I'm excited to go. I'm excited to go there, because again, near and dear to my heart, I'm a Texas boy. Growing up, it's funny because I thought it was okay, right? But when you've been away from it for so long, you go back home, you taste it again, tastes fantastic, you're excited to try it again, right? So definitely tastes a lot better, I think, as an adult than what I remember as a kid. But there were actually quite a few delays. I think Whataburger's been trying to come into the area for quite some time. From what I understand, they were supposed to open back in April, pushed it back to June, so it's finally happening here. I guess by the time you see this, right, it would have happened on November 28th is actually their opening day. What they've also announced is that they'll be opening up a few other locations. And for me, it's always confusing, right? You hear Atlanta, and I live on the west side of town, and Atlanta can be like an hour away when they're talking about some of these places, right? But apparently what they're looking at is they want to open 6 other restaurants. We're looking at one in Buford, Cumming, a couple in Athens, Commerce, and Dawsonville. These are all reported to be opening in 2023. Again, none of these places, for me at least, sound familiar, but I'm definitely going to be hitting up that Kennesaw location myself. And apparently what they talked about last March, I guess they were actually in town. I was actually able to meet a couple of their representatives. I talked to them over email and over phone, and they were doing this big event over in Kennesaw, and that's when I personally got excited about it. But yeah, again, if you're in the Atlanta area, you want to try out some pretty good burgers. It's your typical fast food, right? They have a really good spicy ketchup. Fries are pretty good, nice big burgers. Definitely hit up their location over in Kennesaw.
Hey guys, it's your girl Lauren Ash, and I'm back, of course, for another amazing episode of Talk Shiitake podcast. I'm here with a great and amazing guest today. She goes by the name of Lauren Carey with Sorghum Rye Company. That's awesome. Talk to us, Lauren. Tell me a little bit about yourself and a little bit about the company.
Absolutely. So Sorghum Rye Consulting is all about food consulting. Okay. So I got into this after working with small independent producers and running the Peachtree Road Farmers Market for a decade. Oh, wow. And realizing that the requirements and the paperwork were basically in another language for a normal person. And so, yeah, you can't, what are you asking me? Why are you asking me the same question with 2 different answers 3 times? So I really wanted business entrepreneurs and small businesses to have access to be doing things legally. Okay. Because what we were finding was so many people were doing things, they were doing them out of their house, or they didn't have a label, or whatever that next step to really make their business legitimate and make their side hustle something real. And so I opened Sorghum Rye. And sorghum is, of course, from the South. It's the southern maple syrup. And rye, depending on how you like it is either a grain in a bowl or in your glass over ice.
Gotcha.
So it's food and beverage, and I spend a lot of my time working with the clients of Leaven, helping them understand how to complete the paperwork so that they can be legal, so that their product is legit, so that they have more access to farmers markets and stores, and being able to set up and sell and
properly
have everything that they're supposed to be doing.
Awesome. So is it safe to say that you can basically break down, say, difficultly worded contracts into not dummy terms, so to say, but into a more simplified terminology for people to understand? So not only they're understanding how to complete the paperwork properly, but they're also understanding what they're completing.
Exactly. That is my goal.
Okay.
I think I'm really like a translator.
Okay.
Because it's written in Department of Ag or Department of Health speak. And so a lot of it is reading somebody the question, saying this is what they're trying to find out from you. And based on your business, you can do these things. And really just empowering people to feel like I understand what I signed, I understand how to grow my business.
I understand what's required of me.
And to understand that they may see other peers out there doing it differently. That doesn't make it legal.
I was just gonna say, and that doesn't mean that they're doing it right.
Do not make food in your bathtub. That is never a good idea.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think we want to do that.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah,
There's a lot of bathtub food.
Oh my
Don't
goodness.
make food in your bathtub, people. Ever. It's not right.
So what about from the perspective of being overwhelmed? I'm sure as a small business with all of the different things, all of the different paperwork, all of the different things that are required from them, just say for instance, sizes down to the labels and things like that, for someone that is, say, just going to be coming in a brand new person to Leaven, take me through a synopsis of a small step-by-step that you would, recommend for that person and things that would need to be done properly in order for them to operate throughout our kitchen.
Absolutely. So, one of the first things to do is to get on the federal website. You can just Google EIN, and to get your business and identification number. It's like a social security number for your business, and that is going to go on a lot of the different paperwork you're going to submit. It's going to be how you get a business bank account, so you're not mixing your home money and your business money. It's really the first step. It's free. It takes about 5 minutes. The next step you're going to go to is to find out if somebody else has your business name in the state of Georgia or whatever state you're going to operate in, and file with the Secretary of State. You're going to use that same EIN identification number and say, okay, this number now goes with this name, and when you see me out in the world, this is me, I'm legit. And you'll also choose a category so people know, do you sell toilet paper? Do you sell cookies? Do you sell cars?
They can identify your business and what your product is. So I'm gonna stop you right there. I know that the EIN part, of course, obviously is, like you said, it's a social security number for your business, and it's something that's completely free to anyone that can apply for it. However, when you start talking about the Secretary of State part, yeah, I know about that. So let's talk a little bit. We don't have to go into like specific numbers, but just to let people know, like, this part of it is not free. And just explain a little bit about how that works and why it's not free.
So the filing with the Secretary of State is really so that they can find you. It's also going to be how you access grants and loans and things like that. So it is not a step you want to skip.
Right.
Filing fees can be anywhere from $50 to $250, but it's a one-time investment. One of the ways you can save money right then and there is if you know you're going to call your business one thing, but you're going to use a different, like, cute name on the label, you can file that at that same time. We find a lot of people who don't realize that they wanted to call it,
like a nickname.
Like
Gotcha.
Caddy's Cupcakes, but they filed it under like Catherine's Bakery.
Gotcha.
Catherine's Bakery, not cute on a box. Caddy's Cupcakes.
It's cute on the box. I got you.
So figure that stuff out beforehand so you don't have to go back and file a DBA. And a lot of people have done those steps before they get to me, or if not, I advise them to go back and do them. A lot of the work that I do is with the Department of Agriculture and those licenses, and helping people identify what they're gonna make, identify safety features of what they're how they produce their product, how they package their product, and really look at labels for allergens. One of the
which is very important.
So important. You want to get sued fast? Don't put allergens on your label.
Let's talk about that. Talk about like what people may not know about certain things that need to be present on the label in order for it to be, say, properly legal.
Yeah. So allergens is a great question because that's something that constantly changes. And that's one of the most important things that I can do for customers and my clients is give them the update about what's changing in allergens. One of the most basic things people don't know about allergens is every ingredient that's on your ingredients applies to your allergens. So chocolate chips is a great example. People will write, there's chocolate chips in my cookies. Great. Look on that bag of chocolate chips. Hands down, there's probably soy lectin. Now you've got soy as one of your allergens.
Yeah, so it's like almost like every ingredient has an ingredient, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, if you are buying something in a package and it has ingredients, all of those ingredients and all of those allergens are now your allergens.
Gotcha.
If it says made on shared equipment with tree nuts, you are now also made on shared equipment with tree nuts. And so soy, wheat, egg, fish, shellfish. There are 9 major allergens and sesame was just added.
Oh, wow.
So sesame is a brand new allergen and effective at the end of this year, it will be required to be on all products. So even if you haven't seen sesame
before
as an allergen on your ingredients now, recheck the new packages because they didn't have to necessarily tell you before, and now they do.
They do. It's required. Wow, interesting. Quick question about that. As far as the allergens are concerned, if, say for instance, if like you said before, the chocolate chips, if we have like chocolate chips in our chocolate chip cookies and it's something soy in it or whatnot, is there a percentage? Like, does it go by that, or is it literally just it has soy in it?
It has soy in it.
Gotcha.
It is an all or nothing. There are some larger companies that have lobbied to say, like Kellogg's breakfast cereal, kind of like big kids, who can say based on the total number, it's this many grams.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
So it's either soy,
it's
or
either
it's
there
not.
or it's not. If you want a CYA, you put your allergen on there because if somebody's allergic, they cannot say, you didn't tell me.
Awesome.
And so it's always better just to say, hey, you know what? If you're allergic to anything and it might like kill you, skip my
just
product.
Put it in there. I gotcha. So really quick, for anyone watching this interview that operates their own small business, even new businesses that are coming into our Leaven platform, talk to me a little bit about how do they work with you, how do they get in touch with you, and what are the things that you specialize in directly that would be of interest for them?
Absolutely. So first you got to start with Fern or Ash.
Got to go to Fern. Fern first.
Yeah. File your application, have him accept you as a member. Let's make sure that Leaven Kitchen is the right kitchen for you. If you're making hot, ready to eat food, you probably need to be in a Department of Health kitchen, and I can help you with that as well. But if Leaven isn't a fit, I may still be able to assist you.
Yeah.
However, within Leaven, go to Fern, complete all your stuff with him first, and then he'll do an intro email, but I am available on the Leaven website if you have starter questions to talk about what paperwork are you going to file. Do you need to be under Department of Health or Department of Ag?
Gotcha.
Please have somebody, me, anybody who knows what they're doing, look at your labels before you spend hundreds of dollars on labels that are missing really important components. That's really sad when you go through, spend a lot of money, put a lot of heart into branding your product only to find out it's missing a piece.
Yeah, it's like having the wrong number on your business card.
It is exactly
and purchasing
that.
5,000 of them.
It is exactly that. So get a proofreader, have somebody look at the stuff, and go into it eyes wide open. Most of the Department of Ag filing fees are between $100 and $250, and that's a one-time.
I was gonna say, is it one time or is it annual?
So it happens one time a year.
Okay.
And then you'll get inspected And then after that, and the beauty, people are so afraid of the Department of Ag inspection. Let me assuage your fears. What happens is really they are coming to make sure that the kitchen that you're working in is a fit for what you're making.
Gotcha.
And we have put I was part of literally building and choosing and picking all of the tiles for Leaven, all of the equipment. I've been there since it was a shell of a place.
And she knows all the ins and outs.
I know more than I wish I did about what was under that tile and what it looked like before. But we can make sure that Leaven is the right setup for you, talk to you about how to use the different equipment to streamline your process, because the last thing you want to do is pay for more hours while you're still getting going.
Yeah, very true.
So how can we make things more efficient?
And also, guys, make sure that you're utilizing the tutorials that Fernando puts together that talks about processes of using a lot of the equipment as well that's in the kitchen, because you can kind of give yourself a good idea of that before you even come in to, use it. It'll pretty much walk you through it step by step. So that's also good to know.
Absolutely. Those tutorials, like, no shame in the game of learning how to get better. So
awesome.
Using multiple ovens, using the tilt skillet, it's all out there.
So how do people find you? Are you on social sites or is it like, okay, how do they find you?
So Sorghum Rye is my Instagram, and heads up, a lot of what I post there is about recalls, so that you know if ingredients have been recalled. So if you are not in food and all of a sudden you realize that eating in the world is actually very scary, heads up. By the way, your chicken nuggets have been recalled, your sausage has been recalled, your whatever is about to make you sick. So there's a lot of that information, but that's also really important.
Yeah, it is. Very. Even just for everyday reasons,
Just even if it's not something going into your products, knowing what you may or may not pick up at the grocery store, and also thinking about what recalls might look like for your products.
Absolutely.
If you did have something, what would that require? And those are all things that we can talk through. I usually meet with people virtually in these new times. We can hop on a screen at any time or do a phone call, and book a couple hours with me, and we'll figure out what you need.
Awesome.
Take care of you.
Do a consult. Yeah. Okay, guys, so make sure that you all go and look for Lauren. Follow her. You can also find her directly on our Leaven Kitchen website by going to leavenkitchen.com. Under our resource tab right at the top, you'll find her amongst a plethora of other amazing business resources right there for your needs. Even if our kitchen may not be the best fit for you, we have other resources that are available to the public right on our website that may be able to assist you with finding the best fit for your brand as well. So thank you guys for tuning in to another amazing Talk Shiitake podcast here with Leaven Kitchen. I go by More Ash. Of course, my amazing guest in the building today, Miss Lauren Carey. Make sure you find her, follow her, support her, and book her right on our website. You guys know what it is. More Ash, we're signing out.
Hey y'all, welcome back. We're talking shiitake today, and we're in a different space.
Really
it's nice and echoey in here. But we're at the hall at Darling Josephine, and I think it's beautiful.
It is. If you guys are looking for a good event space, come and check it out.
Yeah, they have a couple, they've just announced on their website a couple wedding packages that you can do. Fairly affordable, right, if you're looking for a space. Some of it includes some food bites and stuff like that,
awesome.
DJ, all of that good stuff. So you can find that info at darlingjosephine.space.
Gotcha.
So Darling Josephine, all one word, .space, and they're located in Adair Park. But back with another In the Kitchen with Fern and Ash. Today, of course, I hit up Aldi, I hit up Lidl. I love Lidl. And I actually hit up Kroger as well. So I wanted to try out a few different cookies. December 4th is actually National Cookie Day.
Okay.
And speaking of National Cookie Day, we're gonna try out a few different things again. You know, I like to mess with Ash a little bit. My favorite part of what we're gonna go over today is probably the tin, right? The grandma tin with all the, it just brings me back, right? Hearing that sound and the cookies that are super hard and stale in there. But it's gonna be delicious, I think, right? What's your
So
favorite
much
cookie,
fun.
just overall?
My favorite cookie, hands down, is oatmeal raisin. Hands down. I love oatmeal.
No, don't
I love
put
oatmeal.
any raisins anywhere
love
near my
raisins.
cookies. I like a
They're
good
so
chocolate
healthy.
chip. Chocolate chip cookies is where I'm at overall.
That's probably my second favorite, chocolate chip.
Yeah, it's
and then
chocolate
sugar,
chip with some milk.
definitely sugar.
But speaking of cookies, definitely want to shout out our Leaven businesses, right? Hodgepodge Coffee makes a really good, they call it their double doozy.
It's vegan.
And it's 2 cookies sandwiched with some like some cream in the middle.
Oh, that's not
And
the one I'm
it's-
thinking about.
and
I was
it's
thinking about the
fantastic.
triple chocolate vegan cookie.
Yeah, that one's
one's
fantastic
really
as
good,
well.
too.
They have
You won't even know it's vegan.
it's huge. It's about that big chocolate. It's delicious. You can find it at their Hodgepodge location over on 720, or over on Moreland rather, 720 Moreland. But speaking of cookies, we actually have some really, really good vendors or members at Leaven, small businesses, bakers, right, that make fantastic cookies. I Declare Cookies. He actually makes, homemade cookies, right? But he sells them frozen. You can actually get them like on Grubhub, I believe, and a few other spots, and it arrives packaged and labeled and all that. So he's, definitely within what Leaven can do and all of that good stuff.
I love that though. Good way to keep it fresh.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing like a good homemade cookie coming out the oven. Like
Exactly.
fresh out the oven. That's amazing.
Exactly. And he's actually got his sort of recipe down where I believe you can just bake from frozen and they come out delicious. So I Declare Cookies. Hodgepodge, we talk about their vegan cookies. They have those double doozies, we call them, that are sort of 2 small cookies. They have some sort of cream in the middle. And I think you said their chocolate cookies are vegan?
It's like a triple chocolate cookie, and it's a vegan cookie, but it's really delicious.
Yeah, you can find those, believe both of those, you can find them over at their 720 Moreland location. We also have Sugarloaf. Nebby and Lindsay, fantastic folks. You can usually catch them out at some farmers markets. SugarloafATL.com is their website, but they make a fantastic cookie as well. And they do sort of specials for the holidays and different holidays. Seasonal. So last Valentine's Day, actually, for my daughter, that's her favorite, my daughter Erin, her favorite holiday is Valentine's Day, right?
Okay.
So I actually bought them, I forget what it was called, but it was kind of like a spacey type cookie, and it was in the shape of a heart.
Aww.
And it looked like it had like stars and all that on there, but it was delicious.
Sugarloaf does this?
Sugarloaf
Awesome.
does that. So definitely look out for their sort of seasonal specials. Again, you can find them at markets around town as well during market season. And then we have, who else do we have?
We have
doing
Ghoul
cookies?
Next Door.
Ghoul Next Door. Ghoul Next Door, fantastic. So like the name says, she sort of has that spooky vibe. Definitely had some good stuff out during Halloween, is doing some really, really good stuff now. You can check her out at Ghoul Next Door Bake Shop, I believe, on social media, right? On Instagram, for all of them. So like we said, definitely check out I Declare Cookies. Check out Hodgepodge, check out Sugarloaf ATL, and then definitely check out Ghoul Next Door.
Yeah, shout out to Ghoul Next Door. I've been seeing their Instagram, and their Instagram looks amazing.
She does her thing. She hustles.
Yeah, their social site is amazing.
Yeah, there's an event called Oddities and Curiosities. There's like this whole convention where, I hate to use the term weirdos, right? But they come out, there's like a freak show, and they sell like taxidermy stuff. But she was out there, and I think she did really, really well with that crowd, especially since there wasn't, we went because my daughter's just that amount of weird where she likes some of that stuff, right?
Yeah,
movie posters, things like that. So Oddities and Curiosities coming up in February, definitely check that out. But you'll probably find Ghoul Next Door there as well this year.
That's awesome.
But what do we got today? So we're trying again some cookies. So messing with Ash again, like I like to do. This one was really interesting.
This is the one I'm scared of, guys. I'm not worried about these.
This one I found at Aldi. It's called the Kitchen Sink cookie, and I've never heard of it. But basically, it looks like everything's in there but the kitchen sink, right? Is the premise they're going for.
I think the kitchen sink is there too.
So it's a rich peanut butter cookie with chocolate chunks, peanut butter chips, white confectionery chunks, pretzels, and coconut. So we're gonna dive in here.
Oh, you're gonna try that one first, huh?
And let's
Okay.
see what we got here. And then from there we got, I think it's boring. It's okay. Snickerdoodle, but
everybody loves Snickerdoodle.
it's okay. Again, I like chocolate chip, but it spoke to me because of the holiday.
That's why he wants to eat this. He doesn't even like coconut, but because it has chocolate chip in it.
And then the grandma cookie, I call them, right? It's not, the standard you know, blue tin or whatever, but these again has those stale cookies. We're gonna try those out here.
Stale, guys.
And I'm sure they're good. But let's go ahead and dive in. Let's see.
All right, Fernando.
If this is any good.
Let's see. At least it's soft.
It's
I
soft.
like the texture.
I like a
for
soft
sure.
cookie.
I do too. You like a soft cookie or hard cookie? Prefer soft?
I like
Me
a soft cookie.
You definitely have a lot going on.
The coconut texture hits you.
I love coconut.
Oh, is it oatmeal in there?
No oatmeal, but I definitely taste the pretzel. Not a fan.
It's not bad. I'd eat the whole box. Give me a glass of milk, I'll kill the whole box.
I'll probably eat a couple of them.
Yeah. It's good.
I could do without the pretzel, but everything else tastes fine.
I don't think I caught pretzel in mine. Here
I
we
caught
go.
it. It was
I got
crunchy.
one.
It was crunchy.
The kind of crunchiness or the texture of coconut, I don't like. But you don't really taste the coconut in there. It's not terrible.
I feel like whatever they did with the coconut, it makes it feel like the oatmeal.
Right.
Sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm getting
it's
that
like
vibe.
replacing the oatmeal,
Yeah.
and that's kind of giving it that oatmeal
I think
vibe.
that's why I was getting a sort of an oatmeal cookie vibe. But bake shop, bakery, kitchen sink.
I like it. I'm eating
Not
all
terrible.
my
I'd eat the hell out of it. You know, I'll eat it all, right? Snickerdoodle. I like snickerdoodle.
I do too.
It's not a bad cookie.
The only thing I don't like about it is like when the name, before the first time I ever tasted one, I just thought that there was Snickers in it.
So did I. Same thing. I'm like, what the hell is a snickerdoodle? I didn't hear. Yeah, I don't know if it's a newer thing. Oh, yeah, I don't know if it's been, but it's good. I think it's a cinnamony cookie. This one is from Baker's. I just said Baker's, didn't I? Kroger. So Omaha, Nebraska has Kroger, but it's called Baker's. So my bad.
So it's kind of the same thing.
I meant Kroger, right?
Okay.
So I got these from Kroger. Go ahead and.
It's soft.
This one's a little. Oh, it's soft. That's good. Sugary.
These are really seasonal. I feel like they're Christmassy cookies.
Yeah.
Like you really only see them around this time
Right.
of year. It's good. It's just a snickerdoodle.
Good overall. It's a snickerdoodle. I grabbed that one just because it's Christmas time. I love Christmas
Real
time.
shortbready, cinnamon. It's good. They have these soft and hard actually. You can get them hard.
Which one do you like better so far? Good. I know it's weird. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I liked it a lot.
I like the kitchen sink, guys.
I liked it a lot. It's a good cookie overall.
This one's boring compared to that. He is not finishing his cookies today. He's being mean. He's being mean, and I'm eating everything today.
I'm gonna finish it off camera. I don't want to sit here and go, this cookie's good, like she is. So
I'm eating my cookie. I don't care what y'all say.
this final one, this is probably what I was most excited about today. It's these guys right here, as you can see, and this right here.
That is it for you, huh?
Can you hear it? That does it for me. It just takes me back to hanging out with my grandma.
Why is there 3 in 1?
I don't know. I'm a grandma's boy, my mama's boy as well, for that matter. But I just remember grandma rolling up in her little white Ford Tempo, going to hang out at grandma's house, and these were always there, and I was always excited because we'd get one.
Totally tastes like a grandma's.
We'd get a whole little thing, right? This one's mine, right? So I think that nostalgia is probably what's hitting me. But yes, these are what I consider grandma cookies. Very hard and stale, like I was.
I totally thought that was going to be gingerbread. I still kind of feel like I'm tasting gingerbread, but I don't think I am.
Butter cookies and chocolate chip cookies.
So it has to be just chocolate chip. It tastes like gingerbread to me, though.
I do like the sugar ones. Those are probably my go-to. The chocolate chip ones are okay. And they're a little too hard for my taste.
They're hard.
Dryish. And then it always seemed like these were the last ones in the box. I don't know if it's a shortbread or what it is.
All these, I got to do better with that one.
That was Lidl.
Lidl? Yeah, I got to do better with that one.
I feel like I've been cheating on Aldi's lately by going to Lidl. But it's like they have, stuff is fairly affordable. They have those.
Let me try this one.
I know we talked about it before, the aisle of shame, right? Where you get all those little random things.
This one's better.
But yeah, these are pretty. Actually, I really liked.
Which one did you like?
This one actually had a better flavor overall.
This one?
That sort of hit me in the end. Yeah, that sort of. I think that's chocolate chips in there. Do you bake often during the holidays or in general?
So, no, Naja bakes all the time, every day. My daughter. She made Rice Krispie treats yesterday. She just has this thing where she has to, if we don't have anything sweet in the house, she has to make it.
Sure.
Not a big baker. I could do without it. I'm more of an ice cream.
Sure.
Something quick that I don't have to cook.
I like to cook. My wife's the baker. You know, she made cookies for my birthday the other day. She likes
What
to
kind
make
of cookies? Chocolate chip?
chocolate chip. She'll make chocolate cake when I ask for it, all of that. So she's the baker. I'm more of the, I like to cook. I like to be in the kitchen. But yeah, thanks for joining us again on this cookie
These are always a good
journey.
holiday gift, though.
Definitely don't forget, hit up Ghoul Next Door, I Declare, Hodgepodge, and Sugarloaf ATL. You can find all of their links down in our description. You can find them, of course, at leavenkitchen.com. Find them around town doing pop-ups on our Instagram page. So we'll have all of their info down in the description below. So definitely check them out, support them here during the holiday season, because they make delicious things, way better than this tin of cookies, I'll tell you that. I've tried pretty much all of them. That's my probably favorite part of working at Leaven, is all the samples and all of that.
Yeah, that you get to try.
Yep. Hey, Fern, do you want? Yes, of course I want that.
Absolutely.
Just leave it on my desk, right? But come back and see us, guys. This has been another In the Kitchen with Ash and Fern at the Talk Shiitake podcast.
See you next time, guys.
All right, y'all. Thanks again for stopping by and joining us here at the Hall in Darling Josephine. Again, it's at Adair Park. Beautiful facility. Definitely check out their website, www.darlingjosephine.space. So if you're looking to run an event, you know, they host quite a few different folks, right? You can shoot movies here, right? It's an old auditorium, weddings, ceremonies, big meetings, right? They just recently did, actually this past weekend, they ran a couple meetings for a couple different organizations. And again, you can find all that info at darlingjosephine.space. But this has been another Talk Shiitake podcast. Thanks for joining us. If you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel. Really what we're trying to do here is support our small businesses in the Atlanta area, in particular those Leaven members that work their tails off every single day at Leaven Kitchen. So check us out on social media, Leaven_kitchen, and then come back and see us next time where we'll talk about some more food safety. We'll talk about some other news in the food world, talk to a few different small businesses. So come back and join us.